Hi, I'm Izzy. Welcome to my writing workshop. Today we will talk about types of stories and the things you have to decide before you can start writing. Our sources for today are the articles, The 10 Types of Stories and How to Master Them from the Right Practice, and Pick a Trope from Sunrise Publishing. Be sure to check them out if you want to learn more. There are a few ways to characterize stories. This week, I will tell you one that's more general and some subtypes that are a little more specific. The more general one is characterized by the values of the main character, what the main character cares about and wants to achieve or attain. These determine what the main character is fighting against. The 6 types of stories are survival from nature, which is the fight of life versus death, survival from others, which is the fight of life versus a fate worse than death, love or community, which is a fight of love versus hate, esteem, which is a fight of status, accomplish or fail, personal growth, which is a fight between mature and immature. And then there's transcendence, which is the fight of good versus evil. Now, these classifications might be perfect for you. You can pick one of these and that can be enough. But you also might be someone who needs a little more specificity. For that, you can go to the wonderful website called Sunrise Publishing, which gives you an extensive list of all types of stories. There's the fish out of water story, where the main character moves to a place where they don't fit in, the road trip story, where the main character starts a journey, the enemies to lovers story, and so many more. To see this list, you can just scan this QR code or click on the link in the description. Then you can choose from the list of story types. So let's say you've already done all this. Maybe you've even finished your outline, which we will go over a little bit in my 6th video. You're not quite ready to start yet. First, you need to decide 2 things. The first is the perspective of the story. Who's the narrator? Is it the main character? Then you'd probably want to use first person with the pronouns I and me. Is the narrator someone who is not in the story at all? Then you should use the third person and refer to your characters by their names, or he, she, or they. Third person narrators can have more specific attributes too. The narrator could exist in the universe as a person, but not be the main character, like Lemony Snicket in A Series of Unfortunate Events, and so could tell the story in third person, but could refer to themselves in first person. The narrator could be omniscient, meaning that they know everything, even the thoughts and emotions the characters are thinking and feeling, or they could be deceptive and give the reader false information. There are lots of possibilities with third person, but the important thing is to decide who's narrating the story and just go from there. It's helpful to use third person if you have a lot of main characters, because then you can switch between their different perspectives without the reader becoming disoriented. Another thing you can do is tell your story in the second person. This means that you would tell your story as if your reader is the main character. It isn't very common to do this, and it's mostly just done in choose-your-own-adventure books, but it is a possibility. The second thing you have to decide is which tense your book will be in. This is usually a choice between past tense and present tense. But remember, putting your book in the past tense isn't the same as setting your book in the past. The tense of your book has nothing to do with whether the actions in the story are actually occurring in the past or the present, except for in certain circumstances and nonfiction. This concludes this episode of my writing workshop. Thank you for watching, and please like and subscribe, and don't forget to check out this week's sources by clicking on the links in the descriptions below. Comment and ask for any help if you need it.